welcome to the Business Spotlight. I'm Pat Dewar, and today we've got an excellent show. We're going to be talking about relationship management, not in a fuzzy way, but in a very software-ish way. And what I mean by that is this. I've got the co-founder, co-inventor of a CRM, customer relationship management software called ACT. Now, if you remember from the 80s, that was one of the foundation stones for relationship management in the professional environment. He's gone on and grown beyond that, sold ACT years ago and created a new service called, new company, called VIPorbit, and it's about who's in your orbit. I believe that relationships are like diamonds. I don't throw any away, and I believe Mike has even more to offer you. If you're a business owner, if you're a professional, you should be chiming in right now, listening how you can enhance who's in your orbit. Mike, thanks for doing the show.
Patrick, thanks for having me.
Yeah. I want to get into your story. Tremendous history, created a foundation stone that has built a billion-dollar industry. The CRM industry is tremendous. Now you've gone on to create great things. Tell me more.
Well, ACT was born out of desperation. Most people don't know that. My partner and I, both career sales guys, failed in our first software product with a 100,000 angel investor behind us, and we were almost out of money and said, this dog ain't gonna hunt, what do we do? And so we had a 4-hour brainstorm session on July 4th, 1986, from which I still have that napkin. And it was there that we basically said to each other, what do we need to help us be more successful? And we started an exchange, and out of it was conceived ACT, and that's how it was born.
Now, it grew for a number of years. Eventually, somebody came in, you sold the company.
Yes.
And then you've moved on to great success beyond that. I was actually exposed to your story, having been an ACT user. I didn't know who you were,
right,
but I heard you in the book Stickability. I like to listen to books as well as read them. And it was a great story of how you really have been just a pillar of tenacity in creating success. So tell me more about the journey beyond ACT.
Well, that's an interesting question, because it was evidence of great success beyond our wildest imagination, but we sold the company, and to us and our investors, that was a great outcome, of course, but there was a sad part to it as well, and that is it no longer was ours, and it was my life for so long. It was my passion, it was my baby, right? And all of a sudden, it wasn't there anymore, and you kind of find yourself floundering from time to time, and I went through that. And I had to come to grips with that, and I was lost for a while, Patrick, to be honest with you. And I did things, but ACT was so successful that everything else was anticlimactic, and I had to live with a comparative existence before and now, and cope with it. And so when I came up with VIPorbit in 2009, late 2009, as an idea, because once again I needed something myself, in the Apple world, which I'm now a user of, I had a reemergence, a rebirth of that passion far beyond even what I had with ACT, because ACT set a standard for me even.
But one of the things that you do better than most is that you build relationships, you maintain them. Is that what you want VIPorbit to be a big part of? I mean, what's the methodology there?
Well, the purpose for ACT back then, the purpose for VIPorbit to me, is that I believe people matter. It is my cornerstone. It is my foundational belief, and I also know that my net worth is totally dependent on my networks, personal and business, my entire life, right? Everybody's important, and so I know I have to earn the right with you to get your business, to become your friend, etc. And so I employ tools, software that I've designed and built, that enable me to do it more effectively and in more quantity without sacrificing the quality in the same 24/7 constraint that you and everybody else in the world has.
I'm amazed at how fast it's growing, because it's already on, I mean, you can get it for, you said the Apple world, so it's an app and it's also a software. I've got it on my MacBook Pro. What else about that?
It's on the Mac. It's a standalone product. It's not tied to the web. It's on the iPad and it's on the iPhone. Each of those are standalone versions. However, if you have 2 or more of those devices, Apple devices, it automatically syncs to the other device, so it enables you to be device independent. And because what I say, Patrick, and I'm a user too, don't ever forget that. The most important thing I want with me at all times is everybody I know and everything I know about them, everything I have scheduled, and everything I've curated about what I've done with or for them, on-demand, instant recall, photographic memory, executive assistant. That's hard to beat.
Right.
And that's what I want. And tools today that are mobile, as we all enjoy them, facilitate that capability. So why not get that kind of productivity out of them?
I'm just amazed at how versatile the product is. I mean, it reaches into social media and several other things as well, right?
Yes, but it goes much deeper than social media. I have somewhat of a contrarian view towards social media. I do admit the positives, but there's also some soft underbelly, dark side. Social media is really social me. It's all about me. And we live today in a superficial world in many ways. Quick access to information, aggregated up with Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, but you know, we all have competition, so everybody knows the same thing. It doesn't enable me to differentiate myself, and real relationships that are sustainable have to be differentiated, and that's where we go to a much deeper level.
Very good. Well, folks, Mike Muhney, co-inventor of ACT, the founder of VIPorbit. You want to stay tuned because we've got more tools ahead if you're the business owner that's trying to really keep people close. We'll be right back.